Good morning. My name is Michael Lodato with the Town of Hempstead IDA. I'm the Deputy Executive Director, and I'm accompanied by the CEO, Frederick E. Parola. We are here for a public hearing for 111 Hempstead Turnpike LLC. I will now read the notice of the hearing into the record of the stenographer. Notice is hereby given that a public hearing pursuant to Title I of Article 18A of the New York State General Municipal Law will be held by the Town of Hempstead IDA on the 10th day of May 2023 at 9:30 a.m. local time at Hempstead Town Hall, 2nd floor, room 234A, 350 Front Street, Hempstead, New York, 11550, in connection with the following matters. 111 Hempstead Turnpike LLC, a New York limited liability company on behalf of itself and or the principals of 111 Hempstead Turnpike LLC and or an entity to be formed on behalf of any of the foregoing, submitted its application for financial assistance to the Town of Hempstead IDA to enter into a transaction in which the agency will assist in the acquisition of an interest in an approximately 9.43 acre parcel of land located at 111 Hempstead Turnpike, West Hempstead, Town of Hempstead, Nassau County, New York, the demolition of the existing structures and improvements on the land, the construction of two 4-story buildings aggregating approximately 481,089 square feet of space and consisting of approximately 428 residential rental units, approximately 5,575 square feet of retail space, and surface and garage parking on the land for approximately 740 vehicles, and the acquisition of certain fixtures, equipment, and personal property necessary for the completion thereof, which then the facility is to be subleased by the agency to the company and further subleased by the company to future tenants for use as a mixed-use multifamily housing and retail complex. The facility would be initially owned, operated, and or managed by the company. The agency contemplates that it would provide financial assistance to the company in the form of exemptions from mortgage recording taxes in connection with the financing or any subsequent refinancing of the facility, exemptions from sales and use tax, and abatement of real property tax. The company has requested that the agency provide financial assistance to the company in the form of abatements of real property taxes for a term of up to 20 years. The proposed pilot benefit deviates from the agency's uniform tax exemption policy and guidelines as amended to date because the proposed pilot benefit would be for a term of up to 20 years instead of 10 years. Copies of the proposed 20-year pilot payment schedule are available on the agency's website, tohida.org. The agency is considering the proposed deviation from the policy due to the current nature of the property and because the project would not be economically viable without a pilot for a term of up to 20 years. A representative of the agency will, at the above stated time and place, hear and accept oral comments from all persons with view in favor or opposed to either the project or the financial assistance requested by the company. Comments may be also submitted to the agency in writing, electronically, to or during the hearing by email to idamail@hempsteadny.gov. Minutes of the hearing will be transcribed and posted on the agency's website. Members of the public have the opportunity to review the application for financial assistance filed by the company with the agency and an analysis of the costs and benefits of the proposed projects, which can be found at tohida.org. The agency anticipates the members of the agency will consider a resolution to approve this project and the financial assistance requested by the company, including the proposed 20-year pilot benefit by the company, at the agency's board meeting to be held on May 23, 2023 at 9 a.m. local time at 1 Washington Street, Town Hall Pavilion, Hempstead, New York, 11550. I just want to make a note that our future meetings will be at 350 Front Street in the courtroom on the 2nd floor. But otherwise, that is completely correct. Would anyone like to be heard? Please state your name for the stenographer and stand up, and you can speak for the record.
I would like to, want me to stand?
Sure.
Good morning, my name is Dan Oppenheimer, and I'm here to make public comment. I'm a resident of the village of Hempstead. I've lived in our home for the last 20 years, and it's about 1/3 of a mile from the proposed project, so I'm right on the borderline between Hempstead and West Hempstead, and drive past this property pretty much several times every day. I know the current building that's there is large, formerly National Liquidators, large commercial property is no longer viable. I'm concerned about the scope and the size of this project in terms of the best possible usage for this property. I'm generally pro-development and pro-residential because I know it's needed. And I'm sure that the developers are considering this as a transit-oriented project because it is adjacent to the West Hempstead train station. That is a very slow, limited service stop on the line. It has a bunch of local stops. It's not the same as Mineola or the hub in the village of Hempstead. So it's probably a little bit less desirable as a transit-oriented spot than some others. But I wanted to contrast this project as proposed with one that was built about 10 or 12 years ago, 130 West Hempstead Avenue, which is just adjacent to this property, is 150 apartments, and it is directly across from the train station. By all accounts I've heard, that's a very successful development. It's the right location, it's the right size. This particular application, this is a unique property. There's almost 9.5 acres available in a highly developed, dense area of Hempstead Turnpike. I don't know too many other areas, except possibly for over by the Coliseum, that has a potentially very large footprint for new development. So my question always is, what is the best usage and highest development for a particular area? The size of this, as proposed, is 428 residential units, almost 3 times as large as the 130 West Hempstead Avenue, and 740 parking for 740 vehicles, which is stated to include both garage parking and surface parking. So yes, there is room for it. Is that the best and highest use of this property? Just as an example, if it were half the size, let's say it was around 200 apartments, and you had room for a public park and some additional commercial developments such as restaurants, retail shops, something a little better quality than the typical mini strip malls that are up and down Hempstead Turnpike. This is also a very highly trafficked area between Westminster Avenue, Hempstead Turnpike, and then just below Hempstead Avenue. You have Front Street nearby. It's pretty much any time of day you have a very high density of traffic going through the area. So I have just quickly reviewed some of the documents you have on the IDA website. I would certainly hope that the developer has done a very detailed traffic study for the area. Obviously that would add hundreds, if not thousands, of additional vehicles coming and going at the intersections there. There's a church right up the block from there. There previously was a school which currently is closed. So that 9.43 acre parcel, certainly for all the time that I've lived there in the area, and to my knowledge, going back many years, was always a commercial lot. To put 428 residential units there is certainly not out of the question in terms of the size of the lot. In terms of what is the best use of that area, I really would hope that when the IDA board as a whole is considering this, every time a applicant comes before the board, they always say this, we have to do it this way, otherwise we can't make any money on it. Whenever they get turned down, they invariably come back with a new proposal that is a scaled down proposal. They're accepting the idea that there is a definite need for residential units, nearby transit. This is not a bad concept. I definitely question the size and scope of this project. So those are my comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Would anyone else like to be heard?
John Gordon for 111 Hempstead Turnpike LLC. I'm from Forcelli, Deegan, Tirana, and Uniondale. The applicant is an affiliate of Heatherwood Luxury Homes, which has a great track record for successful development on Long Island, especially. I just want to say this 428 unit project has been approved by the town. Site plan approval has been obtained, and it's gone through all of the due diligence from that perspective in terms of the traffic and the other impacts on the area from a zoning perspective. So what we're asking for from the board at the upcoming vote is for a confirmation of the existing pilot that was agreed to or that was approved at a prior board vote, and the same pilot schedule, the same mortgage recording tax exemption, same sales tax exemption, based on some reconfiguration to the project, same number of units, change in some of the other aspects of it. We've submitted reports showing that this should not result in any change to the pilot figure, so that's all we're requesting at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Next. I do.
Alright, so do another 10 minutes maybe?
Yeah. It's a big project.
Rep's supposed to be coming from my client also.
Okay, so we can wait a little bit, yeah. I never realized you were left-handed.
Warped. Too much to us. I think.
Wow, look at
Wow,
that,
that's
okay.
unusual.
Right?
Huh?
Every time we sit at this table, someone goes, oh, there's like five lefties at this
I
table.
Is that
never, I
right?
never even thought of it.
Yeah, somebody, we've sat and someone said that, oh, Reverend Millette, I think.
Oh, is that?
Among others.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I never realized.
I
Opened
know
my
from
eyes.
playing basketball in the fall, you have to know all the righties and the lefties.
Well, how do you think,
So,
how do you
yeah.
think I got that?
It was from John specifically?
This guy, well, his tournament.
Wow. Guys are rough on each other's.
We're just bad passers.
Right, yeah, we're bad. There's no good reason for that.
Over the top gang, yeah.
I used to play basketball in the Bronx all the time. I thought I was decent, but not anymore. Many years.
Well, as long as you play with your age group, all is well.
Okay.
John likes to take advantage because most of the people are above his age.
Oh, okay,
group.
so he's deking everyone and jumping around.
There
Yeah.
are a couple of youngsters.
Throwing elbows, I gotcha.
Dangerous sport for older men and women.
Absolutely.
Yeah, legs, hips, yeah, you got all, yeah,
Knees, hips,
yeah.
it's
Fingers.
a killer.
Yep.
They say it's a contact sport.
Yeah, well, if you play it right.
Who knew you were playing with the Dennis Rodman of Forcelli Deegan, huh?
No, actually, one of the other guys from his office is a Botley player.
Phillips Lytle people better get.
It's actually better. The old iteration before John was involved was run by Frank Davis, who you may
Yeah.
recall.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
He passed,
He
right?
passed away,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
he's such a nice
Yeah,
man.
but
But he
yeah.
used to run it, and it was a decidedly more bodily game back when the last iteration that we had.
That's funny.
It was very, very rough.
You guys want to close the deal or knock someone over? I don't know.
The guy who was very rough is either gone from your firm. I forgot what his name was, but he doesn't come anymore. So we're all a lot happier.
Are you a true left-handed person,
Yes.
or can you do things with your right hand?
I can bat in baseball. I can bat righty, but other than that, it's all lefty.
So that's called cross dominance.
Okay.
And I have a
Alright.
funny story about cross dominance.
Am I gonna like this funny story?
I
or
don't
not?
This
Yeah,
is-
I don't know. But it's actually true.
Do we need parental discretion? for
No,
this?
but it's actually true because, so my husband can do the same as you. He's a lefty, but he does certain things righty.
Okay.
And it's cross dominance, and he thought, wow, that's mixed use. I'm really intelligent. Like, I'm a really smart
Apparently
guy. And so he looked it up, and it actually says that people that are, I think it's 1 in every 100 or something, are cross dominant. And it actually says that people that are cross dominant tend to have learning disabilities. So my husband came back and he says, I thought I was a
Crushed.
genius.
Right.
He was crushed. He was crushed.
But he did marry you.
I was just about to say, you say you married me, you gotta
But
be smart.
actually, I
Right.
think what it means is you just use your brain differently than
That's
other
probably right.
people.
Guilty as charged, whole
Yeah.
lawyer.
Yeah. But that's good. That means you can think out of the box.
I
And,
guess so.
Yeah.
As my son is taking his final law school exam for his first
Oh,
year,
wow. First year, the joyous year.
but my daughter just finished. So that's good. That's one less paycheck.
Yeah. Wow.
That's the reward, Fred.
Huh?
That's the reward
Oh,
for
yeah.
all the hard work.
Yeah, well, they're good kids, thank God, they
Yeah.
worked hard. Look forward to Miguel.
I'm gonna try for a trade.
all
I'm
good.
gonna try for a trade school, but we'll see what happens.
Whatever, well, you know what, whatever fits.
Yeah.
You know,
In this
when
day
you-
and age,
Yeah, I mean,
we
you,
need less lawyers and more tradespeople.
definitely.
And he's a little brutish, my son. So we'll see. Either that, or he'll be playing basketball at the Forcelli Deegan game in a few years. I don't know. One of the two.
You don't have to be a lawyer to play, right? We have a couple of non-lawyers, yeah.
If you're interested, Thursday nights.
Every Thursday night?
Not every Thursday.
Most. We've tried most.
Really?
You play basketball too?
So I did that with this guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's exhausting.
I went to Union Albany Law School, and I didn't play with me. I'm a ball player, baseball, but they had a league, and the toughest guy on the court, old Governor Cuomo. He was brutal. He must have learned, in New York City street. He was tough.
Right, who's gonna push back?
He really hurt people. They did. It was a chance to get even.
I guess.
About Mario?
Yeah, Mario, the father.
Yeah.
He's tall, right?
Moderately, so it wasn't short.
6'3"?
Yeah, I don't know if he was that tall. They all, once you get above 6 to me, they're all tall. But he was rough.
Where do you guys play?
What's the name of the church?
I always forget the name of it. I know where it is.
It's
across
directly
Great
across.
Well, I
Mass.
hope you know where it is. We find you on a.
It's right
milk
across the street
carton.
from Americana Manhasset Mall.
Okay. Not over there often.
Yeah, on the other side of the street, it's like.
Oh, the
all-
north side.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
I know
all
that
like
church, yeah.
trees and
Yeah,
stuff
it's
like
beautiful.
that.
Yeah.
Residential neighborhood, and there's a church right there.
Yeah.
Is there a trophy at the end?
Built into it.
Not that I'm aware of. Yeah, it's the survival trophy. Anybody uninjured at the end gets
Whoever limps into work Monday morning,
Who's
right?
got his trophy? How long before you can take that
Well,
off?
there's 9. I have to do 9 weeks. I have to keep it on.
How far out?
5, 6.
I was gonna say you've had it
Is
last
it
time I saw
broken?
you too.
Yeah, you know what the stupidity was? I broke it in one game with them, and I didn't realize it just hurt. I left it for 4 weeks, and we went back, played another game,
Oof.
and took a pass on it, and it did something. I don't know what happened, but it snapped. I felt it,
Ah.
and so then I went to the emergency room the next day, and this was at the height of when they were having that last stomach bug was going through, and Winthrop emergency room was just awash with
Rooney,
people.
oh.
Okay, so I said, I'm not doing this. Called the orthopedist. Next appointment 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So then he starts yelling, "Why'd you wait 4 weeks for?" This was a much more solvable problem if you had come 4 weeks ago. Well, okay, so yeah,
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
coulda, woulda, shoulda, right?
Right. I didn't realize you guys did it that frequently. I thought it was, like a one-off thing that you guys do maybe
Yeah.
once a year for like a.
No,
That's so
pretty
funny.
it was pretty regular.
Who's the MVP? Would you say out of the teams? How many teams are there?
No, it's just
Just a
it's
pickup
just group
games?
of people sign up and then you split them up into teams.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was a good turnout. You were because I saw you in the picture, but
Yeah.
it was like 12 people or so. So that's a good turnout.
We started doing it more infrequently, and it's getting better.
That makes
We're
sense.
doing it every week, and like people would back out at
Full
the last
court?
minute, and, yeah, it's
5-on-5 full court.
It's a small court, so we play 4-on-4.
4-on-4.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good deal.
What position do you play?
Guard.
Paul? You center?
Down below. Forward. I
Forward,
guess.
maybe?
Not tall enough to be a center, I'll tell you that one.
Well,
Paul's got good range too. He's a forward.
Is it different law firms that play each other?
Well, we have people from the firm, and then we just invite other people, friends of the firm, to come and play
Okay.
also.
Does
Wow.
Mark Oidell play with you guys?
He played once, yes.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He's good.
I've known him for so long, he's very good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I had never met him before. the
yeah,
game.
yeah. He's passionate about his game. He plays hard.
Well, people watching our public hearing live stream are learning more about basketball than.
That's
about-
okay.
about the
Yeah,
project.
at least there's something interesting going on. It's not just dead silent, right?
Right.
Oh, it's NBA playoff time too.
Right,
so it's
exactly.
Oh, okay.
relevant.
That's so funny. I had no idea. I'll have to check it out one day. What time does it go?
7:30 to usually around 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get you on the email list.
Oh boy. Try to get myself off email lists, but okay, I'll take a look.
And the youngest player is what? Is he 14?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
really?
not
Do you have
fair.
that young?
When you
Oh,
off
wow.
court.
Yeah. One of his partner's nephew, right?
Right.
Nephew.
It's one of the Deegans. There's like 100 of those.
Not that crowd.
Okay.
Right.
Dan doesn't even come, but
He doesn't?
Nikki's what, his niece?
His cousin.
Cousin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't tell Dan I said niece. One of Dan's cousins plays.
Yeah, 'cause I know Dan has a lot of children, right?
Two.
I thought he had more.
That can feel like a lot.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You have one and it's a handful.
No kidding.
Depending on the day, yeah.
Threw something at the television yesterday. I was like, oh, did they just break the TV? You know, just crazy. Wood didn't want to leave the park, flipped out in the car. I was like, oh my God.
Little children, little problems.
True.
Big children,
Yeah,
they
true.
get bigger.
True.
Oh, yeah.
I know they get bigger.
Enjoy what you got now.
I know. I do.
It's
The
so
first,
true.
first girlfriend or boyfriend comes home and you don't like them, you know, you'll see.
When they were little, I worried about the wrapping paper for Christmas. They can't see the wrapping paper because then they'll know
They'll-
there's no Santa.
What,
You know?
Dolly? We're filming.
Sorry.
What if a kid is watching?
Now I worry about, can I afford a gift?
I got 9:53.
Are your clients coming,
Oh, you know.
John?
I didn't see, she texted me, I think she's at the Board of Appeals meeting in the wrong place.
Oh,
Oh, sweet. Nope.
Yeah. Hi, Christine? Yes, John, hi, how's it going?
Hey, Christine, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Morning.
Morning, how's everything?
Just
Sorry,
fine,
running
thanks.
late, the traffic
It's
was
okay.
horrible.
So
It's been horrendous this
So,
week.
it was so bad.
we're filming. If you'd like to say anything on the record and just please sign in for the stenographer. And then